Now this is a tricky one, so I'm going to try to explain it the best I can. To assess whether you have something called anterior pelvic tilt, which would be this, where there's a big scoop in the lower back. So I have got a degree of anterior pelvic tilt, so I always have to remind myself to sort of put my hips into a more neutral position. So a neutral pelvis would be here. So if you see my hands, they're sort of flat. An anterior pelvic tilt would be where the tailbone pushes out, so the wall behind me, and see how my hands have sort of dipped forwards. And then there's also posterior pelvic tilt. So that's when my tailbone tucks under excessively, and you can maybe see that my hands have gone from a flat position and they've kind of dipped back the way. If you think of your hips as a bucket of water filled to the top, filled to the brim with water, and you try to think about, right, how do I stop that water spilling out? You would want to keep the bucket level. The minute I tilt my hip pelvis forwards, the water's going to spill out the front, and if I tilt it backwards, the water's going to spill out the back. So trying to keep it in neutral, that's a relative term, but if we talk about neutral as in that flat bucket, that level bucket, then that's what we'll be looking for. So how to assess that for yourself, it's quite difficult just to see it in the mirror. So don't change anything, don't fix anything, just stand, maybe march on the spot for a little second or two before coming to rest with your heels against the wall. You put your shoulders against the wall, don't sort of pull them back. And then what you're going to do, so your bum will be touching, your shoulder blades will be touching, and then you're going to slide a hand in there. Now I've got bags of room to slide a hand in, and actually I can slide my other hand in too. So that's a very good indication that I have indeed got anterior pelvic tilt. That means I've got some work to do. Some people just naturally have it, but more often than not it's because of some sort of muscular imbalance. So I can easily fit two hands in here, so you would score appropriately in the quiz. But most people, if you had a neutral pelvis, so maybe something like that, you can maybe just about get one hand in there. And if you had posterior pelvic tilt, it'd be very difficult to get any in there at all. So that's how you would score on this section of the quiz.